Hello everyone, welcome to the Storyist. In today's video, I will be telling you a story about a girl who instantly accuses a black man for damaging her car. Stay until the end of the video to find out what happened to the black man after the accusations and how he managed to defend himself. At a young age, Jeremy started his own automotive business in Texas, where he was born. He struggled in the first few months of his business because no one believed a 24-year-old man could own an automotive business. There were times when he would be accused as a fraud or a man who didn't know what he was doing. Despite everything he heard, it didn't stop him from doing his best. He set his mind that one day he will be on top of his game. He just reached to put all his heart in everything he would do, and one day, everything would pay off. Year after year, Jeremy couldn't continue to invest for his growth. He never stopped attending seminars for automotive and even took a short course for business management. As time passed, his business started to grow. He even opened branches around Texas. Then one day, while Jeremy was checking on the files concerning automotive, New York suddenly came to his mind. He was a kid. He'd been dreaming of opening a business in New York. However, he was having second thoughts about living in New York, as it could cost him a lot of money. But on a positive side, he could surely make a name if he were to open an automotive branch in New York. After months of planning whether he would transfer to New York or not, he then came to a decision that he would expand his business to the city, even though it was a risky decision for him since he barely knew New York. The special day finally came. Jeremy arrived in New York with a big hope and dream. He went straight to his house located at the center of the city. He was very amazed with the place since it was largely different from Texas. As he arrived at his place, the first thing he did was to take some rest. Little did Jeremy know that from the moment he stepped out from his vehicle, he had already caught the attention of his neighbor Diane, a typical white American girl, and she had already questioned what business Jeremy would establish at their place. The next day, Jeremy woke up earlier than usual. He started preparing tamales, the most popular street food in his place. He planned to give tamales to his neighborhood as a way of establishing a good relationship. Down to his last tamales, he started knocking on Diane's place. Jeremy knocked 3 times, but no one responded to him. He kept on trying, but this time he knocked harder. Finally, Diane opened the door. He saw Jeremy holding tamales. "What is it?" asked Diane. Jeremy introduced himself, and he also mentioned that he was from Texas and that he would be establishing a business. Since Diane didn't have a good feeling with Jeremy, she hesitated whether she would accept Jeremy's gift. At the end, Diane refused to accept the tamales. She also told Jeremy that it might cause a stomachache if she ate the food. Jeremy didn't want to cause any misunderstanding with his new neighbor, so disappointed by Diane's reaction, he just accepted the fact that he couldn't please everyone. The next morning, he started gathering people to discuss his automotive business. He intentionally chose the same nationalities, because he also wanted to give jobs to his people. At their meeting, Jeremy asked his employees to stay a little longer since they were going to celebrate the milestone. Jeremy's team set up the barbecue, and they also set up some speakers to make the ambience more lively. All of them were having a good time since they were from the same race, and they were very thankful to Jeremy. In the middle of their small gathering, Diane suddenly went to Jeremy's house. She complained how Jeremy allowed strangers into their village. She also accused them that they might have caused trouble in their place. Jeremy explained that they were having a little good time since they achieved a milestone. Besides, they never bothered anyone. But Diane insisted on stopping the party, or else she would call the police. To avoid any misunderstanding, Jeremy instructed his team to go home and that they would continue their celebration at the site. Diane looked furiously at Jeremy as he instructed his team to go home. After making sure that all of Jeremy's visitors went home, she immediately went back to hers and slammed the door as hard as she could, enough for Jeremy to hear. From then on, Jeremy knew that Diane and him would be having trouble whenever they crossed each other's path. For weeks, Jeremy intentionally avoided Diane because he felt that whenever Diane sees him, she would be in a bad mood. Then, all of a sudden, in the bright, shiny weather of New York, Diane sweetly greeted Jeremy. He was so shocked by Diane's act, but since Jeremy is a gentleman, he greeted back with delight. Jeremy was wondering why all of a sudden Diane acted that way. A few moments later, Jeremy saw Diane driving the latest Tesla car and concluded why Diane was in such a great mood this morning. As a car enthusiast, he couldn't help himself on how amazed he was with Diane's car. He even mentioned to Diane that her car was built from the ground up as an electric vehicle, and he also added that it has high-strength architecture and a floor-mounted battery pack. He also mentioned that he can do an incredible upgrade with her car. He also offered Diane a big discount for the upgrade. As Jeremy was about to give his business card, Diane pushed away Jeremy's hand. "Don't you dare put your dirty hands on my car!" shouted Diane. Jeremy stepped back because of what he heard. On the same night, Jeremy heard Diane's voice. It was in a panic tone. He immediately went out to check if Diane needed help. In shock, Jeremy saw Diane's car with a massive dent in front. As he was about to approach Diane, she ran to him and slapped him as hard as she could. "You did this," said Diane. Jeremy defended himself and explained to Diane that he was sleeping all along. The reason why he came down was because he heard her voice in a panicked tone, and he just wanted to check the situation. Diane didn't even listen to him. She immediately called the police. The police officers immediately responded. She instantly accused Jeremy that he did all the dent and scratches on her brand new Tesla. The police then asked Diane why she thought Jeremy did that to her car. The first reason Diane mentioned was Jeremy's race. He was also new in the village and envious about her car. Police officers explained to Diane that she needed evidence before she accused someone. She couldn't reason out his race, nationality, or his fascination with cars. Diane hysterically shouted at the police officer and demanded to talk with their chief. She also demanded that the police officers who responded must be also liable because they were not doing their job. The officers let Diane vent out all the things she needed to say. Then they explained that accusations must suffice with evidence or proof. If she wanted to take further actions, she must look for witnesses who saw the accident or at least CCTV footage. Unfortunately, Diane didn't have any evidence. Jeremy was pissed off after everything he heard. He approached the office and gave his business card. The officers immediately noticed the logo on the business card. It was from the man who donated their patrol cars. Moreover, he also offered them to check his CCTV footage to find out the culprit. After hours of watching CCTV footage, the reason why Diane's car was wrecked was because of her younger brother. Diane couldn't believe that her baby brother would do such things. She then realized all the things she said earlier about Jeremy. "I'm sorry," said Diane. Jeremy handed his business card to Diane and explained the reason why he knew a lot when it comes to cars. He also mentioned that he has various branches of his automotive business. The reason why he decided to go to New York was because he was planning to have his own business there. Diane was so embarrassed about how she treated Jeremy. She even asked again for forgiveness and told Jeremy that she would do anything for him. Jeremy smiled at Diane. What he only did was to give his calling card and offer that he would fix the damage, and he could also give Diane a big discount. We must always remember that accusations are not proof, and that conviction depends upon the evidence. The best apology of the accuser was silence and sincere acceptance of its mistakes. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.